Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhakti Sanga Japa conference call today. Today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Govardhan Giri Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Sri Caitanya Bhagavatam, Madhya khanda, 10th chapter, 27 number sloka to 34 number sloka. Before handovering the call, I would like to read today's Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhakti Sanga Japa conference call. And before handovering the call to Prabhuji, I would like to read today's quote for Srila Prabhupada. Today is 11th April. If they insist on touching your feet and there is no other way to avoid it, you can simply remember your predecessor, acharyas and spiritual masters and accept them and return namaskar with folded hands. That is the Vaishnava etiquette. Letter to Achyutananda, April 11, 1970. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji is on
Prabhuji
the
joined,
call.
Mataji. Joined.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Now I will hand over the call to you, Prabhu, and today's topic is Sri Caitanya Bhagavatam, Madhya khanda, and 10th chapter, 27 to 34 sloka, Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatam Okam Karoti Vachalam Bangam Lankhayate Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramanandamagadhavam Sri Caitanya Iswaram Namo Krishnapadaaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are reading from the Caitanya Bhagavat Madhya khanda and 10th chapter. 10th chapter is conclusion of the Lord's Mahaprakash pastimes, and we are reading from sloka 27 onwards. This section of the chapter actually is dealing with Mahaprabhu's Leela with Murari Gupta Prabhu. So that's what the previous sloka already mentioned about Murari Gupta. So text 27 reads like this. Yete sthana murarira yadi sangahaya sai sthana sarva tirtha Sri Vaikunthamaya. If Murari was associated with any place, that place became as sanctified as Vaikuntha. Text 28. Murarira prabhava balite shaktikara Murarira vallabha Prabhu sarva avatara. Who can describe the glories of Murari? In every incarnation, the Lord was the dear friend of Murari. Thakur Chaitanya Bale Suna Sarvajana Sakrat Murari Nidda Kare Jana Koti Ganga Snane Tara Nahi Kanistara Ganga Hari Name Tare Kariba Samhara. Lord Chaitanya said, listen everyone, anyone who blasphemes Murari will not be delivered, even if he takes millions of baths in the Ganges. Neither the Ganges nor the holy names of Hari will nullify his sins. In order to remove the sinful mentality of those proud persons who are envious of the devotees and who blaspheme devotees while considering themselves engaging in taking bath in Ganga and in chanting the names of Hari, Mahaprabhu said, If a person knowingly or unknowingly blasphemes a devotee, constantly engaged in the service of the Lord like Murari, and becomes envious of the devotees by claiming to have taken shelter of Harinam and Ganga, then Ganga and the holy names destroy such a sinful person rather than awarding any benefit. Even today, the place of Murari Gupta is found in Sridham Mayapur in the tract of land between the residential areas of Muslims and Hindus. Those proud persons who blaspheme Murari Gupta by expressing hatred for the present pathetic condition of his place show disrespect for the Dham and cannot obtain any benefit from the waters that have emanated from the feet of Vishnu, the syllables of Lord Hari's holy names that they have received from their unauthorized gurus vanquish such people by converting them into sense enjoyers. Envy of Vaishnavas produces such a formidable poisonous result. Such people commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy names, and as offenders of the holy names, they fall into the jaws of death. If such people take bath in the waters of Ganga 10 million times, they will not be delivered. This is Sri Gaurasundar's instruction and words of chastisement towards the averse living entities. Dwarga Mahatma, it is said, Pujido Bhagavan Vishnu Janmantara Saterapi Prasidati Navishwatma Vaishnave Chapamanite. Lord Hari, the super soul of the entire universe, is never pleased with the miscreant who insults a Vaishnava, even if he has worshipped Vishnu for hundreds of births. So this is a what you call instruction or warning given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what is that warning? The warning is about the blaspheming of devotees of the Lord. What is the result if somebody blasphemes the devotee of the Lord? So here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while glorifying Murari Gupta, is saying that anyone who blasphemes Murari, Sakrat Murari Ninda Kare Ye Jana, Koti Ganga Snane Tara Nahika Nistar, Ganga Hari Name Tare, Kariba Samhar. That is, here it is given very nicely in the purport, saying that you may consider yourself, one may consider oneself to be a very great devotee of the Lord. And such a person who considers himself to be a great devotee of the Lord itself is not to be considered a great devotee of the Lord, because it is simply a misunderstanding to think that I am a great devotee. And such misguided people having such misunderstandings, they may think somewhat averse in an adverse manner about the devotees of the Lord. And also, they consider that because I am chanting the holy name and because I can take what you call snan in the Ganga and everything, I can always purify myself like that. However, here, Gauranga Mahaprabhu's own words are very clear that this Vaishnava aparadha is so great, so deep, that practically there is no way to get oneself free from that aparadha. And especially when it is about the pure devotees of the Lord. And therefore, we must always be very, very careful as to how we think about devotees of the Lord. Because also, sometimes we may think that, because of our misunderstanding, we may think so-and-so is a pure devotee, so-and-so is not a pure devotee, like that. That is also coming out of our imperfections, our immaturities. These misunderstandings happen. And as a result of that, we end up doing some aparadh, thinking offensively or speaking offensively about devotees of the Lord. And then, like here Mahaprabhu says, even the holy name and Ganga Snan will not help. Therefore, one must be extremely careful about blaspheming by words, by deeds, by thoughts, the devotees of the Lord. It is always advisable to try and refrain from such activities, because these activities that are offensive, the thoughts, words, and deeds, they actually form like a cloud on our consciousness. And because of that clouded consciousness, we can never realize the higher truths. That is where the whole problem is. And because as aspiring devotees, we are engaged in the very serious business of purification of our consciousness with the aim of understanding about the Supreme Absolute Truth, Sri Krishna, and surrendering to Him. So this process gets greatly disturbed when our consciousness becomes polluted and clouded by the various aparadhas that are happening. Therefore, like here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in very strong words, Mahaprabhu is cautioning. This we have seen in many instances. Sriman Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanyaya. He is very, very magnanimous, extremely merciful, more merciful than Krishna. We understand that. However, when he gives a warning, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives a warning, that also we should take it, that much seriously. Not to think that because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful, because the process of chanting is the most merciful, that will take care of everything. Yes, that will take care of everything, provided we don't do offenses. So this is a great lesson that Mahaprabhu just, as if in passing, he is just mentioning that anybody who offends Murari, they would be facing all these things. So that is a very important instruction here. Koti Ganga Snane Tara Nahika Nistara Ganga Hariname Tare Kariba Samhar. Actually, that's such a Ganga Snan, and that chanting of the holy name will not be helpful in removing the offense. Therefore, we must always be extremely careful about this Vaishnava aparadha. The next sloka, Murari Vaishaye Gupte Ihara Hridaye Eteke Murari Gupta Nama Yogya Hai. Lord Murari resides in his heart, Gupte or secretly. Therefore, his name, Murari Gupta, is quite appropriate. This is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorifying Murari Gupta about his name. That's very interesting. Lord Murari, who is that Sri Chaitanya Deva, always resides Gupta Bhave or secretly in the heart of Murari Gupta. Therefore, the devotee Murari is addressed as Murari Gupta. Lord Murari Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
I just
Yes,
lost
Prabhuji.
main power here. I am on inverter, so I just wanted to make sure. Change my connection as well. So, this Supreme Lord never resides Gupta Bhave or secretly within the bodies of so-called Muraris who are envious of devotional service and who are traversing the road to hell by thinking of themselves as Murari Guptas. They only make a show of Lord Murari's presence within their hearts. But actually, Lord Murari remains far from their hearts while inducing them to hanker after gold, women, and fame. The desire of Sri Gaurasundara is to chastise such persons. Those who are averse to and bereft of the service of Murari would rather chew betel nut themselves than offer them to the Lord. Being controlled by intoxicants, they can never become servants of Murari Gupta. Those who at present mistakenly accept the author of Amiya Nimai Charita as an incarnation of Murari Gupta with the evil intention of advertising themselves as incarnation of Sri Gauranga gain nothing but offenses. Murari re kripa dekhi Bhagavata gana parema yoge Krishna bali kare narodana. On seeing Lord's mercy on Murari, all the exalted devotees cried in love while chanting the names of Krishna. Murari re kripa kaila Sri Caitanya rai, ihaye sune se prema bhakti pai. Anyone who hears the narration of Lord Chaitanya bestowing mercy on Murari attains loving devotion service. Now, Murari Gupta is glorified by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, saying that the Supreme Lord is staying in Gupta Bhava. That is the Supreme Lord Murari. Murari means the enemy of the demon Mura. That is how the Lord gets the name Murari. And also whenever we are praying, Murari is a very favorite name chanted by devotees. Somebody who annihilates demons like Mura. So, Murari Gupta is a contemporary of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Murari Gupta studied with Mahaprabhu in the same tol, the same Sanskrit school they studied together. Murari Gupta is a physician by his Laukik practice, as you may call. He is a physician and also is a very active participant in the Leela of Sri Chaitanya. In many places in Chaitanya Charitamrita and what you call Chaitanya Bhagavat, we will find Murari Gupta as interacting in many places with each other. And Murari Gupta, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has mentioned that Murari Gupta is not only a doctor of the body, he is also a doctor of the soul. Regular doctor means doctor of the body, correct? But Murari Gupta is a great Vaishnava. Therefore, he is also acting as doctor of the soul. So anybody who comes to Murari Gupta with the bodily disease, they also get cured. Anybody who comes to Murari Gupta with a disease of the soul, that is having forgotten Krishna, they are also cured by Murari Gupta. That is Murari Gupta's greatness. And Murari Gupta is a great Rama Bhakta. He is a great devotee of Lord Ramchandra. So, this is actually a very interesting thing in Chaitanya Leela, because we see that Chaitanya Leela is transposed with the devotees mainly from Krishna Leela. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching Prema Bhakti to Lord Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorifying gopis as the most exalted devotees of Lord Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself says that, I am a servant of the servant of the servant of the husband of the gopis, he says. So, this Gopi Bhava, glorification of gopis, their type of bhakti, Prema Bhakti towards Lord Krishna, that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's main theme that we know. That is his main teaching. That is all the anugas, of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the acharyas who came after him. Our aim is to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra as taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and attain Krishna Prema. But we will find this one Parshad of Murari Gupta as Murari Gupta, who is actually a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra. And Murari Gupta is actually, in one occasion, he feels, sort of very disturbed because he is always very attached to Lord Ramachandra. And all other devotees are, following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are very attached to Krishna in that Vipralamba Bhava, like that. However, Murari Gupta cannot forget Lord Ramchandra even for a second. And he would inadvertently be chanting Lord Ramchandra's names all the time. So, Murari Gupta had this sort of a, apparent disturbance, as we may call it. And then the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Antaryami, Mahaprabhu himself says Murari Gupta, that is Lord Murari is staying in Gupta Bhava. It is that same Lord who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is now externally manifesting himself as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and is in front of Murari Gupta, and he gives Murari Gupta darshan in the form of Lord Rama. So Murari Gupta gets darshan of his Ishta Devata, Lord Ramachandra, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing Murari Gupta, you don't have to worry. You are my follower. So I am only your Lord Ramachandra, like that. And he reveals to Murari Gupta that you are actually Hanuman. You are actually Hanuman. And that is why you are always so attached to Lord Ramachandra. And thereby, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approved of Murari Gupta being a devotee of Lord Ramachandra. So therefore, we can see in Chaitanya Leela how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in this particular case also, he is proving to be the most magnanimous. Proving to be the most magnanimous and accepting the pure devotion that Murari Gupta has for Lord Ramachandra. In the same way that Hanumanji, the way he loves and serves Ramachandra, similarly, Murari Gupta is always remembering Lord Ramachandra. And Hanumanji, Lord Hanuman, we see in Ramayana, how do we say it? Even in the Ramayana Dhyana Shlokas, before chanting the Valmiki Ramayana, while we are chanting all the invocation shlokas, you will find that half of them are glorifying Hanuman only. Half of them are glorifying Hanuman because actually, apart from Lord Rama and Lord Lakshmana and Sita Devi, we find that in that whole Charitra, that whole Leela, Hanuman plays very, very key role. Hanuman plays a very key role. That is why that Dhyana Shloka, Ullankhya Sindho Salilam Salilam Yashokavanyam Janagatmajaya Adaya Tenaiva Dadahalankam Namamitam Pranjali Ranjaneyam. Anjaneya or Hanuman is glorified that he crossed over Ullankhya Sindho Salilam Salilam. He crossed over the ocean and he found Janagatmaja. He found the daughter of Janaka, Shokavanyam. She was sitting in that Ashokavana. Although it is called Ashoka Vana, Sita Devi was in full Shoka. And it is Hanuman, by his presence, he removed the Shoka of Sita Devi. And he gives her reassurance and burns Lanka, comes back to Lord Ramachandra to give the message. So in one shloka, it glorifies Hanuman like this. because of the greatness of Hanuman's service. We cannot fathom the greatness and the depth of Hanuman's service to Lord Ramchandra. Like when we say the gopis being the topmost devotees of Krishna. And why do we say that gopis are the topmost devotees of Krishna? Because they have completely given themselves for the service of Krishna. They are completely dedicated. As women, they have also given up their most important possession, which is called lajja. Even that they are giving up in service of Krishna. And therefore, they are called the topmost devotees. That even Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is identifying them as the topmost devotees. In Lord Ramachandra's Leela, similarly, we see Hanuman is glorified as the topmost devotee of Lord Ramachandra. So it is that same Hanuman who is Murari Gupta. This Hanuman we see in Ramayana, his entry is not in the very beginning of Ramayana. You know, the very first time Valmiki introduces Hanuman is when Lord Rama and Lord Lakshmana, they are coming towards Kishkinda in search of Sita Devi. Down south, they are traveling. And at that time, Sugriva is in hiding on top of the hill. And there only we are first coming across Hanuman. And it is when these two lords are at the base of the hill that Sugriva becomes very scared. And therefore he sends Hanuman to meet Lord Rama and Lakshmana. So Hanuman is dressed as an old man and he goes to meet Rama and Lakshmana. So that is where we see Hanuman first meeting his eternal Lord, Lord Ramachandra. From there till the end of Ramayana, till the narration of Valmiki ends, we will find Hanuman throughout. And we will also find, just like when we read Mahabharata, we see Lord Krishna is there and Arjuna is there. Lord Krishna also fought many wars. Great wars he has fought. He has killed many demons, everything. But we will always find Arjuna being glorified as one of the greatest heroes, followed by Bhima. But very specifically, Arjuna. So devotee always gets glorified. Very, very glorified the devotees. Similarly, here in Ramayana, we will find Hanuman becomes glorified by the extent of the service that he's doing. And to what extent he will go to serve Lord Ramchandra. That is very, very important to understand. To what extent a servant will go to serve the master. So as Lajja, different type of predicament. One thing is that initially he is not very sure about his prowess, whether he can do it. And then he requires Jambavan to remind him, no, you can do it. If anyone can do, it is only you. You have the potency to do it. So, inspired by Jambavan's words only, Hanuman decides to jump across. And it is told that Hanuman, while he jumped across the sea, he was sent like a shara. Yatha Raghava Nirmukta Shara Swasana Vikrama. Valmiki says that like an arrow shot by Rama, Hanuman jumped across the ocean. So the Acharyas are saying an arrow shot by Lord Ramchandra always finds its destination. It never fails. Therefore, by that shloka itself, it is indicating attempt to serve Lord Ramchandra. So like that, he shoots himself across the ocean very nicely. That journey across the ocean is explained. He is on the way, he stopped by Surasa, who is the mother of the Nagas, because all the devotees, they will ask her to test the prowess of Hanuman. So how very nicely he will pay obeisance to her. He will become very small. He will enter her mouth and he'll come out. And then, he will go on because he does not have the time to, waste. We can see in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, when it describes Bhava Bhakti, once you are very mature in your Bhakti at the level of Bhava, one of the symptoms given there is avyartha kalatvam. That means, you don't have time to waste. So Hanuman similarly, while going across, Mainaka, the great mountain, will tell him, you can just take some time, you can take rest here and then jump again, So Hanuman will just touch Mainaka, pay his obeisance and says, I don't have time to rest, And because he is such a Dridhavrata, he is able to enter Mother Surasa's mouth and he can come out of it very successfully. And then he meets an unfavorable situation in the form of Simhika, the Rakshasi. And for her, what Hanuman does is different, For Mother Surasa, he will enter in a very small form and he'll come out in the same small form, pay obeisance and move on. When it comes to Simhika, he will enter very small into her and he'll exit in a humongous form, thereby killing her. And all the Siddhas, Charanas, everybody is watching and they are all very excited that Hanuman is now going to land in Lanka. And while jumping this 100 yojanas across, Hanuman did not feel any tiredness. Such is the greatness of Hanuman's service. Didn't feel tired. In fact, he never lost his composure. He was very intelligently thinking all the time, And he sees that there is a huge wall. To go across the wall during daytime, he decides that is not a very intelligent thing to do. So he'll wait outside. It is only by Sandhya time he will enter Lanka. And then he will find that Lanka Devi, who is a Rakshasi, personified Lanka, she is. And she stops Hanuman because he's entering as a small monkey. She will try to stop him, but Hanuman will slap her on her face. And she will say, I'm a woman. You can't attack me. Hanuman will say, you're not a woman, you're a Rakshasi. Therefore, there is nothing wrong in slapping. So then she says that actually I had a vision that the day a monkey slaps me, Lanka will be, the destruction of Lanka starts like that. And then Hanuman begins his seva. And what is his seva? Hanuman's service is to look for Sita Devi and find her. And in Sundarakanda, the first almost 10 sargas, 10, 11 sargas, 10, 11 chapters of Sundarakanda is Hanuman crossing, meeting Lanka Devi, entering Lanka. Then there is a whole description of Hanuman going through the palaces in Lanka. And ultimately, he will enter the Antapura of Ravana also. So, this is for Hanuman actually, everything else is very easy. Jumping across the ocean for him is no big deal. He did it very easily, did not feel any tiredness. He did not feel that he was stretched at all. That service was done very easily. But this next service that Hanuman did, that is considered to be, by Hanuman himself, is considered to be a very, very difficult service. Explains the scenes in the Antapuras of Lanka, the various Antapuras of Lanka, because it is ruled by a Rakshasa. His guiding principle of life is sense gratification. And he had also captured women from all the three worlds, the higher planets, the middle planets, and the lower planets. He had captured women of all varnas. And therefore, his antapuras were filled with so many women, wine, meat, everything displayed, and the very height of sense gratification was the principal theme of all the antapuras of Ravana. And Hanuman is a Dradavrata Brahmachari. And he has taken up that service of finding Sita Devi. Therefore, he is entering into each Antapura and looking closely at so many women. Getting in and out of each and every Antapura and looking at all the women in various conditions. Valmiki explains all that. And then to the extent that, towards, by the time he reaches Ravana's Antapura, and Hanuman starts thinking to himself, he's thinking, Paradharavarodhasya prasuptasya nirikshanam idam khalu mamatyartham dharmalopam karishyati. My seeing sleeping women who are other people's wives in their house, in their antapura, is actually dharmalopam. He says, I am actually becoming a reason for dharmalopa. That means my dharma is going down. Like that, he starts thinking, because I am a brahmachari. I am a brahmachari. And for the last so many hours, because he entered Lanka during Sandhya time, late evening time, night, he has to wait till everybody sleeps. And then he starts inspecting, going on and on and on and on, For so long, he has only been looking at sleeping women. So he starts thinking to himself, dharma lopa. I am losing my dharma. But Valmiki says, very intelligently, he reconsiders his point. And he tells himself that if you have to look for a human being, you can look only amongst human beings. You cannot look among animals. He's thinking, he's telling himself. So I am looking for Sita Devi, the wife of Lord Ramachandra, who is a, and also Hanuman reassures himself that my mind is not agitated by doing this. My mind is not agitated by doing this. Therefore, I have not done anything. He decides. So this is the extent to which Hanuman goes out of, Krishna. You try to act in such a way that Krishna will take cognizance of your service. Like that. Here, Hanuman has gone completely out of his comfort zone to serve Lord Ramachandra. So that is why it is said that this particular service of going through the antapuras of Ravana, looking at each and every woman, until finally he sees Mandodari, and for one moment he starts thinking that that is Sita Devi. Then immediately he decides she cannot. He decides that my mother Sita will never be sleeping peacefully in the absence of my Lord Ramachandra. Therefore, it cannot be her. Like that, he decides. And after going through all this, undergoing this terrible tribulation of this kind of service, what happens? He is disappointed because he cannot find Sita Devi anywhere. Cannot find Sita Devi anywhere. So he becomes very disappointed, becomes very disheartened. But he doesn't give up. He continues to search. And then his eyes fall on that Ashokavana. He sees there is one mandapa under a huge tree. And there one divine lady is sitting all alone, looking very sad. That is how he will find her from a great distance. And then he will go as a small monkey and sit on that tree. And there in the morning time, he will find how Ravana comes and how he gives ultimatum once again to Sita Devi. And then Ravana goes, and after that only Hanuman meets Sita Devi. And that is also very wonderfully narrated, how Hanuman gains the confidence of Sita Devi. First, he will recite right from Lord Dasharatha's Charitra till Lord Ramachandra's birth and his marriage, etc., etc., in a very sankshepa form, in a very condensed form. Hanuman will recite, Lord Ram's Charitra. And Sita Devi, for 1 second, she is very happy hearing the singing of Hanuman. And he is a small Vandra shape. He will come in front of her and sit close to her. She suddenly becomes worried. She thinks this may be some Rakshasa who has been sent by Ravana in another form. But then Hanuman will continue to chant the glories of Lord Ramachandra and convince Sita Devi that I am actually the servant of Lord Rama. I have come to give you the message that Lord Ramachandra is coming for you. And also, Hanuman offers to Sita Devi that you can sit on my shoulder. One jump, I crossed the ocean and I came to Lanka. In one jump back, I'll take you back to my Lord Ramachandra. So Sita will say that I will never, no other man other than Lord Rama will touch me. Hanuman will tell, I am actually considering you as my mother. So there is no Maryada Lankana. But somehow Sita Devi says, no. My Lord Ramachandra will be glorified only when he comes to save me from Ravana. So Hanuman says, so be it. And after pacifying Sita Devi, speaking for some more time about Lord Ramchandra and collecting trinket from Sita Devi to show to Lord Rama that yes, I have met Mother Sita. Like that only Hanuman goes back. So this is a kind of servant that Hanuman is. This is the kind of service that Hanuman does. It's not only physical, also very intellectual. Throughout Hanuman's charitra, we will see that it's not simply brute force. He's very intelligent. Va Nara means or man. That means they may look like not Nara, but they are as intelligent as Nara. And they are as strong as beasts. That is why they are called Vanaras. So intellectual capability equal to human and physical prowess much higher than humans. And with both these things, we can see that how Hanuman is serving Lord Rama. So just like the gopis, they gave up their good name as Pativrata and served Lord Krishna. Hanuman actually, what can we say, put his brahmacharya to risk by going. Because tomorrow somebody may say that you are a brahmachari, how did you enter all the antapuras? And you looked very closely. You know, Valmiki in his Ramayana, in Shloka, he explains that to some women, Hanuman goes very close to their face and has a very close look. Like that. So, putting his reputation as a great brahmachari, that reputation he was willing to give up in service of Lord Ramchandra. And because he was such a staunch servant, his brahmacharya never came into any kind of danger whatsoever. Because he is a very glorious and transcendently placed personality, servant of Lord Ramchandra. And we see that he continues his service in terms of giving good counsel to Sugriva when it comes to accepting Vibhishana. Except all the Vanaras, only Hanuman was in favor of accepting Vibhishana. So Lord Ramachandra says, see, Hanuman is very intelligent. He knows. And finally, Lord Ramachandra accepts Vibhishana. The battle is over. Vibhishana is taken and placed as king of Lanka. Lord comes back to Ayodhya. He carries all the Vanaras with him in the Pushpaka Vimana. All of them come with him to Ayodhya. And all the Vanaras, on the way, they stop at Kishkinda and collect all the Vanara wives. They all come for the Pattabhisheka. They stay 2 or 3 months in all the various Udyanas, various gardens in Ayodhya, and they are enjoying life there. And all the Vanaras go back except Hanuman. Hanuman continues to serve the Lord. And Hanuman is so interested in hearing and chanting the name of Lord Ramachandra. So he is glorified as Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritamastakantali Bashpavari Paripurna Lojanam Marutim Namasa Rakshasantakam. So he is such a great personality. Wherever he hears Raghunatha Kirtanam, wherever he hears the chanting of Lord Ramachandra's name, immediately he will pay his obeisance there and he'll be completely absorbed in trance. And see what a great devotee this Hanuman is, that when Lord Ramchandra is going back after his Leela and taking all his Parshadas with him, all his parshas with him. Among his close personalities, we see that two people don't go back to Ayodhya, the spiritual Ayodhya with Lord Ramchandra. One is Vibhishan and the other is Hanuman. It is told that Vibhishan, because when he came to surrender to Ramachandra, Lord Ramachandra, Vibhishana is a very dharmic personality, no doubt. And he gave up his brother, not because his brother will lose, but because his brother was engaging in adharma. However, it seems he had a passing thought that once Lord Ramachandra vanquishes Ravana, kills Ravana and Kumbhakarna, he felt that the Lord may give me Lanka for ruling. So, because Lord Ramchandra is Antaryami, he understands that Vibhishana has a desire to rule Lanka in a dharmic way. Therefore, the Lord did not take him back with him when he finished his Prakat Leela. The other person who did not go with Lord Rama to Ayodhya is Hanuman. Because Hanuman told Lord that in Ayodhya, in the spiritual Ayodhya, you are personally present there. You know, so I cannot have this kind of satsanga that I will find on earth, where people chant your name in separation. Because you are not there, people who are chanting for you, they have so much desire. I like to hear when Ramayana will be recited by all your devotees. You know, when they keep repeating your glorious pastimes along with the chanting of your name, that is where I like to be. So he told Lord Ramchandra, so you have to please forgive. I cannot accompany you there. So as long as, you know, your name is chanted here, I will be here like that. So therefore, this Hanuman, the personality of Hanuman is the most confidential servitor of Lord in his incarnation as Ramachandra. And we cannot match his level of devotional service. We cannot think of any other devotee of Lord Rama who is equivalent to Hanuman. And here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is reminding Murari Gupta of Hanuman and his level of devotion for Lord Ramachandra. Therefore, Murari Gupta is very glorious. Murari Gupta's service is very glorious and is glorified by none other than Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. And then Murari Sridhara Kande Sammukhe Padiya Prabhu Otambula Khaya Garjia Garjia. The Lord rode and ate betel nuts as Murari and Sridhara cried in front of him. So both Sridhara, Sridhara, and Murari Gupta are very, very confidential associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So externally, Murari Gupta may look like a physician who is tending to his work of being a Vaishya and treating people and giving them medicine, etc., etc. But he is not to be considered an ordinary personality. He is a very confidential servitor of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the bhava of a Rama Bhakta, and his bhava of Rama Bhakti is accepted by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So therefore, we see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's acceptance of a person's bhakti is in a very magnanimous way. And he is seeing how devoted that person is. He didn't say that because you are a Rama Bhakta, you will not be associating with me and my followers. Mahaprabhu didn't tell him like that. Mahaprabhu did not keep him. You know, he didn't make him, you are separate because you are like this. No, Mahaprabhu accepted. Not only accepted, but he also glorified and warned everybody that, you know, you don't blaspheme Murari Gupta. You don't blaspheme Murari Gupta. because he is not an ordinary person. Just like Hanuman is not an ordinary person. Even after Rama's Leela, Hanuman is sitting. His presence is there in the flag of Arjuna's chariot, and he's roaring. Whenever Arjuna kills the Kauravas, Hanuman would roar, great jubilation when the Kauravas are being killed. However, he does not take part in that because that's not his service. In Krishna Leela, his service is simply sitting in the flag and roaring, that's all. He does not have to do anything else. Because this particular Leela in Kurukshetra war, the Lord had the plan to glorify Arjuna and then Bhima as great warriors. If Hanuman enters that fray, their glory will become practically nothing. Because Hanuman's prowess is, 1,000 times more than Arjuna or Bhima. We see that in another episode in Mahabharata. But Hanuman is very happy simply sitting in that flag and roaring. He did not say that, oh, in Ramachandra's Leela, I did this, I did that, No, they are very happy whatever role they get. This is another, great sign. It's another sign of great devotees. It's not that one should always get the, the most in focus seva, not necessary. Not necessary that one should be always in the, in service, not necessary that one should always be doing the most watched service, not necessary. One can be in any service. But how one goes out of one's comfort zone simply for the pleasure of the Lord, that's what matters. And that is what Hanuman exemplifies. And that same personality is Murari Gupta in Caitanya Leela, and he is also similarly glorified by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Murari Gupta ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Srila Prabhupada. What a beautiful class. I was just thinking the way you went through Valmiki Ramayana was so interesting. The entire Sundarakanda portion was so beautiful, so immersive, and the qualities of Hanuman as you were bringing them out in every minute. He being a brahmachari and at the same time doing his service and understanding that the service is more important than these certain principles that can, override bhakti sometimes. So very, very beautiful, and how he was inspired, how he conducted himself, how the service was executed. Everything was so beautiful, Prabhu. Your narration of the Ramayana pastimes are very, very nice. Thank you so much for this beautiful katha and bringing out the beautiful qualities of Lord Hanuman as well, who is none other than Murari Gupta. Thank you, Prabhu. Really relished the class.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you. Thank you for the very beautiful class. And you gave the instruction of Mahaprabhu, gave the important instruction, warning not to blaspheme any devotees. That point is, it's a reminder for everyone. And this happens due to because of imperfections in us. We should not classify any devotee or any person. That is, and you mentioned Murari Gupta is a great doctor who treats diseased body and soul as well. That is a very good point, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, I have a question. And this Mahaprabhu revealed Murari Gupta's incarnation, the Hanuman Lord and incarnation of Hanuman as a Murari Gupta during his Mahaprakash Leela.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Just before winding up the Mahaprakash Leela, Murari Gupta alone sees Lord Ramachandra.
Okay.
For Murari Gupta, he can see Lord Ramachandra and Gaurachandra. That's how it happens. So that Murari Gupta becomes pacified, because Murari Gupta actually is very disturbed.
Mm-hmm.
Murari Gupta is very disturbed that I am never able to forget Lord Ramchandra. And here is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanting Krishna's name and, discussing Krishna Bhakti Bhagavatam. So Murari Gupta is a little bit, he's like the odd one out. And therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals himself, I am only your Lord Ramchandra. So you don't have to worry, like that. Because for a devotee, when somebody is very attached to his particular Ishtadevata, with the Supreme Lord, they will not be satisfied. Same with Hanuman when he goes to Dwaraka to take darshan of Lord Krishna. And then, Lord Krishna gives him darshan as Lord Ramchandra and Sita Devi, Krishna and Rukmani. So then only Hanuman becomes fully satisfied. It's not that they don't like Krishna and he doesn't like Krishna and Rukmani, but he's more pleased when he sees Lord Ramchandra and Sita Devi. Similarly, Murari Gupta also, he becomes completely ecstatic when he understands. Now he understands. So now he has no problem. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, for the wonderful class. And so much nice nectarian katha about Lord Hanuman and how you cultivate a mood, Prabhu, as Ram Navami is coming. So you cultivated the mood. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for the wonderful, wonderful class. And Prabhuji here in chat also, Indulekha Mataji has sent a message. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam. Thank you for the very nectarian katha and lessons from Ramayana and Hanuman and preparing us for Sri Ram Navami. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Vinita Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, what a beautiful class. Very, very grateful to you. So many lessons, how a devotee should be there from Hanuman. I really like the last one. I think at the end or about to end, you've shared one beautiful realization that how it doesn't matter whatever post we are in, we have to be happy. We should not always make like, oh, I only want the leading position in some something. Any service is given to you, you have to do with that joy, like so much of joy. We are doing it for the service of Krishna and for the service of devotee, not for the name or fame. So that mood we have to have. That is really wonderful realization, Prabhu. I have to, meditate upon it and try to apply whatever service, any service coming to our face, at knocking our door. You have to just take it up. It's not like only the great service. Very, very grateful to you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
That is actually, Hanuman imbibes that from, the person who acts as guru to Hanuman. And for him to do this service, Jambavan, and Jambavan tells Hanuman that when Lord came as Vamana and he was doing the 3 steps, he said, I went around the whole universe, 7 times I circumambulated and I was blowing the bugle and the trumpet, So Jambavan is actually a much, stronger, bigger personality. And he says, now I become old, so I can't do any of those things. You do. Like that, it is passed on, So Jambavan, he did not say, I did it, so I will do it now. He said, no, now you can do it. You go ahead and do it. So then Hanuman did all the, wonderful things that nobody can think of in Ramayana. And when it came to Mahabharata, Krishna told him, you just sit on the flag, and you be an inspiration to Arjuna. That's it. So Hanuman was very happy. Okay, I'll simply sit on the flag. I'll simply roar when, every Kaurava is killed. So he simply did that and kept quiet. So great devotees are like that, They get a big service, they do a big service. They get a small service, they do a small service. For them, every service is equal. That is what they show us by this, Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very grateful to you. Very beautiful class. Ram Navami is about to approach, and then such a beautiful meditation in Chaitanya Bhagavat in Bhakti Sanga in mid morning. It is so like we are doing like Ramayana series only before Ram Navami. It is so nice, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Very grateful to you.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for such an enlightening class today. With your permission, if nobody has any questions or anything to say, can we close the call here, Prabhu?
Sure.
Thank you, Prabhu. Dear devotees, let's pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Srila
jai.
Prabhupada ki
HG Govardhan Giri
Prabhuji
Prabhuji ki jai.
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 Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat
Thank you
pranam.
all dear devotees for joining us, and thank you Prabhuji again. We're ending.